night, everybody. Share the link, share the link, share the link. We'll be back shortly. Share the link. Let's get the message out. Keep sharing the link, and I'll be back in about 60 seconds. Share the link. Hi, good night, everybody. Good night again. Share the link. I really want to get everybody at home and in the diaspora watching. So keep sharing the link. Keep sharing this link. We want to talk about this developing situation on the East Coast in Guyana, where the police has announced that they're not giving any permission for any protests on Monday. And we want to say to everybody very clearly, you don't need police permission to permit to protest. And I want to talk about this threat that Anil Nandlall made to target people at Golden Grove. So keep sharing the link. I'll be right back. Share the link, and we'll be back in 60 seconds. Everybody here, I'm seeing what, 1,100 people. Each one of you share the link to 20 people. Each one of you share this link to 20 people. All right? Share the link, and we'll be right back. All right, folks. Keep sharing the link. Everybody keep sharing the link. Um, uh, somebody's texting me, I still have on a red shirt. I don't have on a red shirt. This is burgundy. The light is making it look like it's red. It's not red. Share the link. Everybody share the link. One of the problems we have, as I keep saying, is that we do not share information. We do not respond to information. We don't keep our people informed. And we don't subscribe to network sharing of information. So everybody throughout this video, keep sharing this link. Now, first of all, I want to mention that I noticed Anil Nandlall and the Prime Minister and some other folk from the government, the PP government, went to Coburn John or wherever they went, somewhere on the East Coast, a few days ago, 2 days ago, and Nandlall himself, a criminal who is accused of stealing government assets and was arrested and charged with that. And the racist DPP, as she continues to protect the ethnic axis that the PP has created in Guyana, dropped those charges. And he runs around the place with bad men, with guns, or bodyguards, talking all this nonsense. But we want to make sure we tell him he's not going to be in government all the time. And we waiting for you. We waiting for you here in New York, and we waiting for when he leave government. People like those must be exiled from the country. Remember, he said after elections, they would run them out, people out of the country, and people will have to go to CARICOM countries and live and run to the United States. Well, I want to tell Anil Nandlall tonight, when he comes out of government, he can't live in Guyana. He can go run. He can go run to the same CARICOM countries, and he can go run to the United States. Let him go and live at Saver Lynch's house. And the people of Guyana, we have to start being more strident and ruthless against these PPP racist thugs. Run them out of the country when they come out of power. Let them go and live in exile. Because they're the ones that are breaking up Guyana. They're the racists. They're the racists. So if he can threaten black people after the elections and say we can go run out of the country, then them and the PPP gonna run too. Make sure you guys mark my word, what I say. God spare life. We can live to see it. People like them must not be allowed to live in Guyana. Let them go and live in India and Pakistan and the Middle East. I'm not afraid to say it. And he is still under investigation in New York. He believes because he comes here, we don't know. But I saw him stand up and threaten the people in Golden Grove and told them that the government will hunt them down and target people who organize protests. Well, they do that now. Let them target anybody in Golden Grove, because we will look for their families and their relatives in the United States, and Black Lives Matter and us, we will join and target their families too. There's not no time to joke with these racists. They are leading Guyana down the path of civil war. And if it's a war they want, let we have a war. I'm not promoting violence. I'm not promoting violence, but they seem to have declared a political war on the Afro-Guyanese community. So if it's war they want, have a war, and we go fight it here too. Because as you notice, the political battleground in Guyana partially is being fought in the diaspora. And we don't have enough brave, patriotic, and committed African Guyanese leaders speaking out, whether it's in the political arena, or whether it's in the civil society, or whether it's in the religious arena. And this void has given the PPP more unction to run the country like if they control it, to promote and try to implement ethnic supremacy in Guyana, where they think that their race, make no mistake about it, the PPP is not no party of diversity. The PPP is an East Indian party, and nothing is wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with that. What is wrong is when they govern based on their racist principles and philosophy. Keep sharing this link, everybody. Keep sharing the link. Because this is a time to get ruthless in Guyana with these guys. How dare you stand up and tell people in Golden Grove who are fighting for justice that you're going to target them? And the funny thing is, they're using African Guyanese police officers to go after the black people that they're targeting. And you remove the men with guns from around them, and Anil Nandlall and Jagdev and Ali, and no, they're clowns, they're jokers. They're jokers. Keep sharing this link, everybody. They are jokers. How are you going to stand in some school or wherever in a safe distance and threaten the people on the ground in Golden Grove standing up for justice that you're going to target them? You go ahead and target them, Anil Nandlall. I, Rickford Burke, I'm telling you that tonight. Go and target them. We've already begun to make a list of relatives of members of the PPP government who are here. And we will go after their relatives. We can go after them either. We're going to get black lawyers over here involved to see if we could civilly hold them liable for the actions of their relatives, or through protests in conjunction with Black Lives Matter and other conscious, diverse groups in America. We're going to target the embassy in Washington for protests. We're going to target the consulate, and I'm announcing it. People say, why are you telling? We're announcing it, man. This America is a free society. We will target them back. I want to assure the people in Golden Grove and Buxton, we will fight the battles for you too in the diaspora. We stand with you 100%. I was so angry today when I read that nonsense and I saw that video with Anil Nandlall talking about we will target people. The people want justice. You have killed the people's child. And people are protesting. Look, right now, Ohio, they shut down Ohio because the police shot a man running away from them. And you're telling people that you're going to target organizers of protests? You go ahead and target them. And we won't target your people back. That's the message tonight. Loud and clear. And I know, I'm aware that the PPP government is trying to engage certain members of Congress. I'm aware. But when you all come to meet these members of Congress, or when you put your advocates to meet with them, make sure you all come with the facts, because we are arming the members of Congress here with facts. We are arming the members of Congress here with facts. I have never seen a government so out of touch, so arrogant, so insensitive, so, I really want to say the word I want to say, so disrespectful to black people. It is the most vicious and violently racist anti-black government in the region. And because our finale is going around the world, and the opposition is not doing a good job in alerting the international community that he's a racist and he's running an apartheid regime, they think that they're getting support. But we're mobilizing silently the entire region and North America. As a matter of fact, next Wednesday, there'll be a show projecting into 26 countries discussing race and politics in Guyana. So we're getting the message out. We're getting the message out. So before I move on to the situation in Buxton, I want to assure the people in Golden Grove, don't be afraid. This is not a time to be afraid. And I know that you guys are not afraid. What you guys need is solidarity and support. And you have it from the diaspora. Trust me, you have it. Even if we have to raise funds so that you guys can raise hell in Guyana to get justice. This is not just a bunch of people wake up one day and say, hey, we're going to create unrest. People want justice anywhere in the world. Where you oppress people, you shoot people, you refuse to make sure that there's justice, there will be violence. That's the nature of society. So you don't solve the problem by threatening to target people. You solve the problem by ensuring there's justice, criminal justice, and there's social justice. That's what governance is about. I see our finale standing up at Buxton because some of those black misguided young men invited him to Buxton. He refused to go to Golden Grove to sympathize with the family, but he went to the East Indians in Monterey. I'm going to come to that. And Dr. Hines, I believe is Dr. David Hines, a man of incomparable intellect and qualifications in comparison to Irfan Ali. When Dr. Hines, presumably is Dr. Hines, I could be corrected, stand to be corrected, said, "You all have visitors," all of a sudden, he shouted out, "Who is this joker?" That's how they see black leaders, as jokers. This man who got stolen or qualifications that he bought, or that somebody gave him, or that he obtained fraudulently, Irfan Ali. Telling a distinguished professor, a PhD, that he's a joker. They is past black people, man. You don't see black leaders trying to be disrespectful to East Indian leaders or whatever it is, and it comes down to race. Everybody always say, "Well, Rickford, why are you talking about race?" That is the problem in Guyana, and it has to be addressed. It has to be addressed in any decent, civilized, democratic society. When you have these problems emerging, the government meets with the black leaders, meets with the community leaders, and they try to resolve them. They try to create a strategy to ensure public confidence in the process, whether it's through criminal justice or whether it's through social action. These sets in Guyana, they're not doing that. Did you see them meet with the regional chairman in Region 4? Did you see them meet with the NDC chairman, the regional councillor for Region 4, and for the Golden Grove, the Backless, Haslington area? No. Did you see them meet with the parliamentarian? No. Did you see them go and meet with the young people who are protesting? No. They're taking a page from the racist playbook of Donald Trump and the KKK. And the same treatment Donald Trump and the KKK get, the people of Guyana must give it to the PPP, even if it calls, you mean run them out of office. Run them out of office. If it calls for undermining them, undermine them. If it calls for tearing them down as a government, tear them down. Yes, I'm saying it, tear down the racism in the government. Every shred of it, tear it down. It is all well and good that these people are an installed regime. It's all well and good that they're an installed regime, and we're waiting on the courts, purportedly, to make a judgment on the petition. They have a one-seat majority in the country. What, Guyanese, these people, the PPP government has a one-seat majority in parliament. One. The government could be toppled at any time. And they're running the country like a bunch of bajan, disrespecting black people, killing out black people. And we're the opposition comprises half the population. And let me say this to the people of Golden Grove: no government is more powerful than the people. It's you, the people, put them there, or are supposed to put them there. The people. Keep sharing the link. Keep sharing the link. Everybody share this link. This nonsense got to stop. And if I got to go to the mountain top and shout with the loudest voice, I'll keep doing it until we have justice, peace. They ain't gonna be no peace in Guyana until there's justice. Even Granny from Beirut Bridge know that. And let me come to the Mon Report issue. It is the most glaring instance of racism in Guyana by this government. This protest started at Golden Grove, where people threw the people's stalls and broke up the people's stalls from the Golden Grove market, throw it into the road and burn it up. The people of Golden Grove suffered. Their lives were disrupted. They lost items they were selling. They might not be Polari and Puri and Mitai and chicken foot, but they lost items as well. Their stores were destroyed. Their businesses were disrupted. And the people marched to Monrepo, where the police blocked them from going to Georgetown. They said they were going to protest in front of the police headquarters. So what? People protest in front of the police headquarters, precinct, station, every day in the democratic society. Who the hell is this PPP government that they cannot withstand protests? Who are they? Some defined by God? I mean, ordained by some divine power? Some Vishnu or Hari? I mean, I'm not demeaning anybody's God. I'm just calling a name. Who gave them this right to tell the people of Guyana they can't protest? When they were in opposition, they marched down the damn country every day. Nobody stopped them. Nobody stopped them from protesting. And so they blocked the people at the Luziknan market. The PPP paid thugs to go into the protests. That's what I was advised. And they went and started breaking up people's stall in the market or whatever it is. One woman told the president her Polari that she was selling worth $3 million. And I'm pretty sure they gave her the $3 million. So after this disruption and the unrest at Monrepo, I keep saying Luzignan, sorry, Monrepo, President run down there. The people started to protest at Golden Grove. The black people started to protest at Golden Grove. Keep sharing the link. In the morning, you know, they broke up the people's stalls, break them up, burn them, throw them on the streets, close down the road. President is nowhere to be seen. He did a video saying they must go home because the protest was engendered by a misleading news item by Guyana Daily News. That's what he claimed. Tell him go home. He claimed that Justice William Ramlal, who is the chairman of the Police Service Commission, Police Complaints Authority, is investigating the matter. There's no law provision in the Constitution that empowers the Police Complaints Authority to investigate murders. That purview is with the Criminal Investigations Department, the Homicide Squad, and the DPP. But I'm going to come back to that. He announced that William Ramlal sometime Monday will announce his findings. And they must go home. Yes, we must trust the process. Trust the PPP that killed out 1,400 black people and we ain't got no justice yet? Hell no. Nobody trusts in no PPP government. Not one black person in Guyana. Not one East Indian person in Guyana trusts no Guyana police and PPP process. They ain't gonna say it. But that's in fact. Who believes what the Guyana Police Force says? The police commissioner right now was involved in an operation. He headed an operation in Linden that shot 3 protesters, and he's been promoted to police commissioner. Trust what process? And they went to the commission of inquiry, a cosmetic process, and lied. Lied to the commission. You can't trust the Guyana Police Force. Nobody should trust the Guyana Police Force. Anything it says. They went and shot and killed Mr. Boston in Essequibo. They lied and said that he was in confrontation with the police. The man was shot in his bed. They shot Kevin Andrews and said he was in a shootout with the police. Lied, the man had no gun. They killed so many other people, Peter Haley. Now with this murder, they put up 3 different versions of the story. And this fool, Orphanali, that big clown, Orphanali, come telling black people in the country trust the process. When they're so inhumane and cruel and disrespectful to the African Guyanese population. Trust what process? Trust what process? So you want them go home. People didn't go home. People went to Monrepose. The people moved from Golden Grove. Listen to me very carefully. It probably took them an hour or more to pass through all the villages to Monrepose. Or finally, you come to meet them black people, you ain't coming to meet them. But as soon as the protests ended in unrest in Monrepose, he fly to Monrepose. And the same hooligan we saw, the same catfish hooligan that we saw trying to overturn the Dr. Cummins' vehicle when she was Minister of Foreign Affairs outside of Pegasus. That's the same hooligan or finale we saw at Monrepose. Did you see how he behaved like a gutter rat? What president behaves like that? The man has no dignity, no class. His conduct, his demeanor, and his disposition is just as raggedy and dirty looking as he looks. Shabby. No president should behave like that. But the focus of this is he went to Monrepose. Now who live at Monrepose? East Indians. They run to Monrepose right away. And by the way, did you see how the people in Monrepose treated the so-called Minister of Home Affairs? I saw them spitting on him and pelting him with bottles and rocks. And he's in the PPP. But the PPP cultivated their supporters to disrespect black people like that. They probably couldn't even distinguish whether or not he's as opposition or a government, Afro-Guyanese. But he was a house slave. He ran to Monrepose. He didn't meet the protesters at Golden Grove, Haslington, Enmore, Annandale, Paradise, Nomprel, Melanie Damashana. He didn't meet them all the way to Monrepose. You meet them? He met them at Monrepose. He went to the people in Monrepose, his East Indian supporters. And mind you, there's nothing wrong with that. Him meeting with his constituents. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is they're governing only for their constituents, the only East Indian people. And I'm not knocking East Indian people. East Indians need representation too. East Indians vote, that's fine. But you have to be fair. You have to practice equitable governance. You have to treat people equally. It's the same thing Congressman Jeffrey spoke about. Equal protection under the law. You can't treat the people in Monrepose differently than you treat the people in Golden Grove, the Backlist, and Victoria and Buxton. You're violating the Constitution. So, follow me. He decided to tell the people at Monrepose that the government will compensate them for the damage that they suffered. And then the night at State House, they met with the people and they share out money. And like I said, a Polari woman, saleswoman, said she lost $3 million in Polari. So every day she sells $3 million in Polari. Did they meet with the people at Golden Grove whose stalls were broken up? No. Did they compensate the people? No. Because they are racist. They're only governing the country for their own ethnic supporters. And in political theory, that is called an ethnocracy, where you usurp all of the resources and your governance for the benefit of one ethnic collective. And in Guyana's case, it is the East Indian ethnic collective. But Guyana is a multi-racial society, multi-ethnic society. We can't let it happen. We can't let it happen. This is not India. This is not Bangladesh, where the majority of the, or most of the country look like them. We are a multi-ethnic society, multi-racial society. You have to go, if you claim that you're the government, you have to govern for everybody. That's what USAID has been saying to them. The World Bank has been saying to them. Congressman Hank Johnson has said. Congressman Albino Cerise from New Jersey has said. Congresswoman Yvette Clarke, Congressman Hakeem Jeffries, who has been leading the charge against their racism, has said. Keep sharing the link. So everybody in Guyana must put it in their minds, in their psyche, what this government has done. They only compensated the East Indian people for Monrepo. Only. They refuse to compensate the people in Golden Grove whose stores were broken up. And I want to ask an attorney or an attorney in Guyana, challenge them in court for this. You can't treat people differently. Take them to court. Force them to compensate the people of Golden Grove too. And this is the thing. If you want to compensate people in Monrepo, it must not be based on the whims and fancy of Orphan Alley. This is government resources, it's the people's resources. It must not be based on Jack Dale's or some PPP chairman idea. You have to base government actions on a policy. So if cabinet decided on a policy that they would reimburse in the interests of the public and a stabilized, well-governed society that promotes good order, it has to be based on a policy. The policy can't be for Monrepo alone. That's a violation of the Constitution. The policy has to be for everybody across the board that were affected. That's good governance. You can't govern the country for your East Indian supporters alone. And mind you, there's nothing wrong with a government policy to compensate people after unrest or any kind of disaster. Nothing at all wrong with that. I'm saying, but you have to treat people equally. You have to treat the people of Enmore, Monrepos, Victoria, Golden Grove, Nabaclis, Haslington, Melanie, you have to treat everybody equally. And let me come to this issue where the Guyana Police Force issued a bulletin today or some statement saying no permission is given for the protest. People in Guyana, go out and protest. We in the diaspora are calling on the people to go out and protest. Listen, Guyana has 83,000 square miles with a population of under 800,000 and a Guyana Police Force of about 5,000 people and an army of about another 5,000 or 6,000 people with a population of just about 780,000. The police can't be more powerful than you. You have the whole 83,000 miles of Guyana protesting every square inch. They shot and killed Quindon Bacchus, and now they try to tell you that you mustn't protest when they're failing to hold the person who shot him accountable, claiming that the man is under arrest and the man is watching Orphan Alley's speech. That's not justice. And I saw Orphan Alley talking about he wanted to go to a burial ground, we say cemetery here, and do a live and say this where people gotta go. Well, the people must understand that's where all of them gotta go too. That's where they have to go too. So all the money that they're stealing and all the money that the government funds and the state funds that they're transferring to their supporters, they're going dead and left it and they gotta go in the same burial ground. So Orphan Alley might as well go in the burial ground and stay there. He might as well go in the burial ground and stay right there. Because he's the one that's run a government that's oppressive, that's an apartheid regime. Stay there. So my message, our message from the diaspora, from CGID and all the other groups in the diaspora, and everybody in the diaspora, at least the African diaspora, go out and protest on Monday. Let them stop you. They can't shoot everybody. And we have to start targeting them back. That's why I call for the people of Guyana in Golden Grove and East Coast and Haslington, form community policing groups and police your own neighborhood. And defend yourself from police. The people in Belladrum that the PPP supporters are terrorizing with gunshots firing up at their villagers. Form police community groups and protect yourself. I want to call on the members of parliament for that region, my friend Vince Rod Jordan and others, Marine Philadelphia on the East Coast. Please coordinate the people. Please coordinate the people and let them form community policing groups and protect yourself. Arm yourself. Arm yourself in the legal way. They're not going to give you firearm license, but apply for it. You're entitled to it. It's your right as a citizen. Form policing groups. They don't have a monopoly. They don't have a monopoly on security. They don't have a monopoly on knowledge. They don't have a monopoly on anything. Stop empowering these people to abuse you. Stop empowering them to exercise ethnic dominance and supremacy over you. And yes, again, I want to address I'm saying that they like to conflate our criticism of the PPP with East Indians. I want to make a distinction. They're very decent, honorable, patriotic, law-abiding, non-racist East Indians in Guyana. We're not talking about those people. We're talking about PPP. And I know they have a campaign to conflate this. Oh, Burke don't like East Indians. I don't like racists from the PPP. I grew up only in East Indian communities, and most of my friends are East Indians, and they're decent, law-abiding people. We're not talking about those. We're talking about PPP racists. People like Jack Dale and Ali and Nandlall. Those are the people we're talking about, the people that run the PPP and running this government. Empower yourself. Demand respect and human dignity from these people. Protect your communities. Protect our young people. Guyana is becoming like the United States, as I wrap up, where we have to create organizations and institutions to protect our people and empower our people. Only today there was a discussion about a Black Bar Association in Guyana. I'm happy about that. We want to have a Black Doctors Association. We want to have a civil rights group to protect the rights of African Guyanese and everybody else from the abuses of the government. We want to have a Black empowerment business organization equal to the private sector commission. Our society is transforming. These people are empowering themselves. They're using the resources of the country to empower themselves. We have to be smart and act too and devise strategies to combat it and develop our people, develop our villages, educate our people, keep our people informed. We have to create an awareness. And it is through institutions. We're on the road to equality in America because of institutions like the NAACP and the Oregon League and the League of Colored People. We need those institutions in Guyana because the society is divided. The PPP has divided the society along racial lines, and they're oppressing and subjugating African people and East Indians that don't support them and Amerindians that don't support them. And we have to empower ourselves. Stop giving them the power like somebody would talk to me and say, oh, you can't go to Guyana by one lock. You block who up? If I come to Guyana, they can't do me nothing. You want that country? Look. I'm not a criminal. I don't do anything wrong. They are upset with me because I speak truth to power. Well, let them deal with it. Let them deal with it. When we say these things, oh, them want you in Guyana, they're going to kill you. And when they kill me, what will happen? Who among them will survive after that? Who among them will survive after that? That's what we got to tell them when they say stuff like that. Don't empower them to feel that they're all powerful and they could use the machinery of the state to oppress people. No. It's a different era. This is 1964 when they kill out our people. So let me leave you with this tonight. The people of Guyana on the East Coast go out and protest. Everybody, whether you're East Indian, Amerindians, Once you support justice, go out and protest. That's your right. Defy the police. Go out and protest. We in the diaspora are calling for that. We stand in solidarity with you. And the people in the international community, we want you to see that the government is only compensating East Indians for Monrepo, and they're refusing to compensate the black people in Golden Grove because they think, well, all them black people in Golden Grove create the confusion. So none of them must get compensated. And Nandlall threatening the people, we can target them. My last word to you is go ahead and target them. Go ahead and target them. And you can see an unprecedented response. Have a good night, everybody. Enjoy your 4th of July holiday if you're in the diaspora. If you're in Guyana, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your holiday on Monday as well. Have a good night, and thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. Keep spreading the word. Keep spreading the gospel of fairness and equitable governance in Guyana. We have to get there. We have to get there. Whether we drag them kicking or screaming, we have to get there. Have a good night.